Unfortunately, we have some bad news today on the channel. Allaric Jackson could miss significant playing time with blood clots. And if you know Allaric Jackson, this isn't his first rodeo with that. So first off, before we get into all of this, I just want to remind people this is a human being and this is a serious thing. So I hope everybody has him in their thoughts. Obviously, this goes and transcends way beyond football. But man, on the football side of it, because this is, of course, a football channel, this really sucks. And it is a testament to the type of player that Allaric Jackson has turned into, coming out of Iowa, being undrafted, and getting opportunity after opportunity and succeeding. So I give him a lot of credit, but the blood clot condition is a concern. And of course, in response, the Rams signed DJ Humphries. Now, we did not know that, okay? I had mentioned there was something out there that maybe Allaric Jackson got suspended or he was injured or something in that video. But I did not suspect this. And this is serious. It really is. But there are definitely some silver linings. There are some examples. Obviously, more recently, we saw Christian Barmore. So we're going to talk about those cases in this video. But before we do, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And be sure to follow me on all social media at JKBogan. Okay, so let's just cover everything. In case you didn't know who Allaric Jackson was, we'll just do that quickly. He signed as an undrafted rookie free agent in 2021 out of Iowa, like I mentioned. He was a part of that Super Bowl winning season. And then he becomes the starting left tackle in 2023. He outperformed Joseph Noteboom. He started 14 games in 2024. He earned an 18th ranked PFF overall grade among all tackles and then signed a 3-year deal with $57.75 million and a $35 million guarantee. That was back in March. Huge news. And he said on social media, he only wants to protect Matthew Stafford. So he waited, and as soon as Matthew Stafford agreed to come back to the Rams and they hashed that out, Allaric Jackson announced that he was signing with the Rams. Gotta love this type of player. Unfortunately, he had a blood clot issue in 2022. If you forgot, he missed the final 9 games of the season due to this. He was placed on injured reserve. So, obviously, the Rams are optimistic for a 2025 return. Now, there's been no timeline provided. That does not mean that it's necessarily he'll be ready to go week 1, and it doesn't mean he won't be ready to go until the end of the season. What I would imagine is going to happen is this. DJ Humphries is your penciled-in starter at left tackle for the first half of the year. Right around the bye week is when I think Allaric Jackson could be good to go. But I don't know. That's just me speculating, which I really shouldn't be doing because something like this, you just never know, right? So you're missing out on just the grit and that leadership that Jackson provides, a stable presence at left tackle, blindside protector for Matthew Stafford. And this is a team that definitely knowing that they had the offensive line to do it, they were definitely going to go back to airing the ball out a little bit more. They hadn't been able to do that, since 2021 the way that they wanted to. And I felt like this year they felt really good about where they were at. And now, and of course, people are going to bring up maybe they should have drafted somebody at tackle. That's fair. Absolutely fair. But at the same time, they didn't see it fit. And I know I see it all the time from people. Trust in McVay and Snead, this is what they opted to do. So, yeah, they absolutely could have drafted a tackle, but they decided not to go in that direction. And they were quick to pick up Questenberry, and they were quick to pick up DJ Humphries. And this is a former Pro Bowler, as I mentioned in the previous video, and I thought he had some moments last year in 2024 on the Chiefs. He wasn't amazing, but he had some moments where you're like, okay, I think he's starting to get his mobility back because that torn ACL really hurt him. Was going to join the 49ers. As I've already said in the previous video, he did not. And then months later, he joins the Rams now, and that's a good thing because the Rams might be in a really tough position. They already are, but really tough position without a guy like Humphries. And we've seen Humphries is somebody over the last 3 years before the injury 97 pass protection efficiency rating. I mean, that's really good. This is a good player when healthy, very good player. But is he going to be healthy? And that's also another thing. And it coincides with what I was saying yesterday, is that DJ Humphries is a bit injury prone. So there is risk. Even though you're getting him for nothing, there is risk, because now if he makes the 53 and you cut, say, Warren McClendon Jr. to do it, and he goes off and he gets picked up, well, now if Humphries goes down, you don't have another guy. So the injuries are concerned. But let's take a look at the blood clots. There are NFL players that have missed time due to blood clots in the past. You look at Christian Barmore, the New England Patriots defensive tackle, bigger body, and I think those are the type of guys I want to compare to, because there is one guy that stands out from the rest that's just a completely different body composition, and for that reason, I don't know if he's a great example. But let's talk about Christian Barmore, okay? Diagnosed with blood clots. He misses the first 10 games of the NFL season in 2024. He returned for 4 games, and then he was sidelined again in December due to recurring symptoms. He's cleared for football activities, though, in 2025. So we'll see how things go with Barmore. That's a little scary. Then you have David Andrews, also from the Patriots. The center missed the entire 2019 season due to blood clots. That was, of course, in his lung. Returned in 2020, and he's been a consistent contributor. Marquise Goodwin, this is really interesting. Okay, he was diagnosed with blood clots in his leg in 2023, returned by week 3 of the 2023 season. So a lot quicker turnaround time. But let me remind you, and I don't have his height and weight in front of me. I don't need it. He's a 5'10", about $190 type of receiver. Okay, completely different body composition. So, and everyone's bodies heal differently. Everyone's bodies recover differently. Okay, so blood clots on a 190-pound wide receiver that is probably moving a lot more than an offensive lineman, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that he returned by week 3. But Andrews missed a full season. Barmore kind of missed a full season. He came back and then immediately went back, on the IR. And then you have Trey Smith from Kansas City. And a lot of people don't know this because they're like, wait, how did Trey Smith out of Tennessee, how did he fall to this point, right? And Trey Smith fell because he was diagnosed with blood clots in college. So he falls to the 6th round in the 2021 draft. Kansas City gets him, and now they have a key starter. But it's important to realize that blood clots in athletes, it happens. It's linked to dehydration and long flights and, basically long time, like sitting. Like if you're not moving a lot, this can happen. And then keep this in mind, because I know people will suggest blood thinners. Well, you can't. I'm not a doctor, but I'll tell you right now, if you have blood thinners, you cannot play contact sports because the bleeding risks are so dangerous. You would never be able to get away with it. So yes, he can't play on blood thinners. That's just not even, that's not even worth bringing up, really. I shouldn't have even bothered. But the point being here is that the Rams can expect to be missing Jackson for some time. I don't think he's going to be ready to go. I think the case mirrors Barmore's almost identically. Barmore's happened, I believe, in April of last year, if I'm not mistaken. But actually, I think it was July. I think it was July of last year. I just read that. It happened in July of last year, and this is happening in June. And it took Barmore a while to get back. I would say the hope is he's back by the bye week. The Rams have a bye week in the middle of the year. So that's the hope. But of course, above all else, you just wish this guy the best. Because this sucks. Obviously, he doesn't want to be in this position, but he's not just going through it as a player. He's going through it as a person. This isn't great. This is not great at all. So we're going to hopefully keep getting health updates. There's no set timeline. Humphries is likely going to be your left tackle. I think that's why he ultimately signed, because I think he was probably looking for potentially a starting job or a job to compete, and this came up. But in closing, I actually trust DJ Humphries to hold down the fort. He's not going to be amazing, okay? But I want to make this very clear. He came off an ACL tear. He only played 2 games last year. I feel like now, 2 years later, I feel like he's going to look more like he was in the past. I could be wrong, but I think the mobility is there. And again, you look at the film against the Broncos, and it's not perfect, but you have moments where you see the old DJ Humphries, the Pro Bowl DJ Humphries come through. So I got to give the Rams a lot of credit here. This is not an easy situation to navigate. This was not leaked. No one knew about this until after the DJ Humphries signing. And to me, this is a good look by this organization. We're not even wasting time, okay? Like, we want to make sure we get a guy in here that can be ready to play. And it might not even be Humphries. It could be Quessenberry. It could be Warren McClendon Jr. It could be KT Leviston if they want to put him at left tackle. I don't know, right? Who knows? My guess is it's going to be DJ Humphries the first 7-8 games of the year, and we'll see from there. If I'm wrong, I'll be happy to be wrong. I hope he's back sooner, but I'm just being real here. I'm not expecting Allaric Jackson to be back until mid-season. And you know what? As long as he comes back and he looks like himself, that might be a good thing. Imagine this. You get a guy who's arguably a top 10 offensive tackle, left tackle, probably closer to top 15 in Allaric Jackson. He gets half of the year off. So the wear and tear that offensive linemen go through, he doesn't go through that. And now you have him for the second half of the season. You have him for a potential Super Bowl run, and your left tackle is fresh. Again, it has to work out, but if it does, and he comes back and he looks like the Allaric Jackson we all know and love, this is actually a blessing in disguise. And it kind of helps out DJ Humphries. He gets an opportunity as well. So, look, I hope he's okay. I hope he, gets back from this, but I would not rush this. Would not rush this at all, okay? I also wouldn't rule him out for the season. We're going to see what ends up happening. The Rams will be cautious. They'll be smart with this. But training camp in Hawaii, it's going to be DJ Humphries at the left tackle position that you'll be seeing. And it won't be Allaric Jackson, who will likely be on the sideline, or however they want to go about it. I don't really know how you rehab this. I don't know what you do with these blood clots. I don't know if you can take blood thinners for a little bit and then come off them. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. So that's all I got for you guys. Wish I had better news. Today was kind of wild. We had Darion Kendrick getting cut, and Allaric Jackson, who they just signed to a 3-year deal, we're all very excited for. And now he's potentially out for half the year, if not more. So hopefully he's back as soon as possible. Hopefully he gets healthy as soon as possible, because we care about the person more than, of course, we care about the player. So that's the big issue here. But that's what I have for you guys. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think. Unfortunately for DJ Humphries, and I feel for him, I feel like a lot of people who got really excited about the depth move, I feel like now we're going to be like, I don't know. Just understand, this guy was a Pro Bowler. He's played a lot of snaps in this league. This is the best option out there. So I totally agree with the decision to go in this direction. I applaud the Rams for it, and we'll see how things go. But that's going to do it for me. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys soon. Later, folks. All right, guys. So once again, just want to let you guys know that you can check out my new side project, The Lounge. I interview athletes, musicians, actors, actresses, all the nine. So definitely check it out over on the Lounge with Jake ELLENBOGEN channel. Be sure to subscribe and enjoy. In case you guys haven't noticed, I do have a Discord channel for my community on this channel. And if you want to be a part of it, it is free. The link is in the description below. You can sign up. This is basically a 24/7 Rams channel, and we are almost at 1,100 members. So if you want to be a part of it, just hit the link in the description below.